Hi guys, so I went ahead and I have charted the past 50 years it seems here, in terms of how much snowfall we've had in Central Park. Just out of curiosity, I had one of the AI programs kind of draw up this chart based on data from the National Weather Service, and I was just curious to see how we really do compare in the past several decades going back in New York City, because obviously, as most of you who live here know, in the metro area, we've had a markedly smaller amount of snow in the past couple of years, including this year, which seems to be, I don't know, I want to kind of label it the winter of 1 week for 2020, for 2023, 2024 so far, because we have so far had about 1 week of winter, back on MLK week, I think that was the 14th or so, where it became cold a couple of weeks ago with a couple of snowy days, but certainly not a lot of snow. But anyway, let's take a look here. Last winter, 2022, 2023, we had something like, let's see, what is it? The data said 2.3 inches. So this year, not sure what we've had so far. I would guess it's around the same amount. Um, and looking back, 2001, 2002, we also had quite a little bit, and that was 3.5 inches. That was the closest I could find going back 50 years. 97, 98, we had 5.5. So, this 2.3 last year, and then what we're so far seeing this year is really down. So there's definitely something going on there. I don't think, I'm going back to look in the data here, that we've had a year where we had 2.3 inches of snow going all the way back since record keeping began, and that is, and I couldn't put this in a chart because the AI didn't want to cooperate. Going back to 1868, 69, I could just find a few instances where we got less than 10 inches of snow, and one of those was 1918, 1919, we had 3.8 inches. And then, let's see, yeah, okay, then there was the 72, 73. Right before this chart, we had 2.8 inches, which is not that far off from the 2.3 we had last year. And look what we had the following year. We had over 22 inches of snow. So the other trend you see here is there seems to be a bit more of a frequency of winters with less snow more often, because we had the 2019-2020 where we had 4.8, a couple of years after with some big snowfalls, which got the totals up, like in 2021, 22, we had 38.6. If I remember that one, it was like a late season snowstorm, which I think it might have been in February. It felt like it pretty much melted away in a few days. Could be, I'm kind of thinking of 2021, 2022 also, I'm not sure. Have to go look. Anyway, so this real small amount in 2022, 2023, it's not the first time we've had such a low amount of snow, because, like I said, going back to that, it was 2.8 inches, 3.8 inches in 1918, 1919 is pretty down there. It's not that much more than what we saw last year. So, there's a lot of, and I've been thinking myself that we are really seeing very little snow, and it's a really, really, really unusual, and of course, attributing it to climate change, which very well might be the case because we're seeing a little bit more frequency in the low snowfall years, but we have had these periods, 1972, 73, 2.8 inches, not that much. And then in we had 5.3 in 31, 32, and then we had 3.8 in 1918, 1919. And although, when you look back into those 1800s and ancient times, it was very unusual to get anything that low. I mean, it just isn't. We're in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s even. In 1872, 73, we had 60 inches of snow. The most I can remember is I guess 1995, 96 was that blizzard we had, which was very memorable. If you were in the city at that time, that was an amazing storm. And then I remember in the 70s even, a few years, these must be the years here, 77, 78, we had a big one. And but there were a few years where we had a good amount of snow, which was my childhood growing up, which was a lot of fun. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to put this all in perspective. The reality is we're running about in line with 2022, 2023 so far for this year. I don't know if we'll see what happens, but the next couple of weeks right now, there's no big storms really on the horizon. I'm hearing about something maybe Valentine's Day, but it's too early to say. And it's pretty mild overall. That's the other thing. I'm going to do another one of these videos based on the temperature, because I remember our temperatures would get down to 0 or single digits often, and I don't know about below 0, but I remember when I was a kid some really frigid days, and those seem to be really in the past for us. We haven't gotten that kind of really unbelievably cold weather like they see in Chicago regularly in quite a while. Um, so anyway, guys, I think I'll stop there for now, and I'll keep an eye out on the storms for the New York City metro area in the next week or two. You never know. There could be a sneaky storm that pops up, and it's not in the forecast right now, and you just never know what could happen. These things can turn on a dime. That's one thing about New York City winters, as I'm sure a lot of you will agree with. So that's it for now, and I'll touch base soon.